Hello everybody, a very good morning to you all and welcome back to another live stream here at Taurex and Atmos. Hope everyone is doing well and had a good week so far in the markets. There is plenty of things for us to get through today. Lots of opportunities shaping up for me on quite a few pairs. So today's task really is to try and knuckle down on what those best trades potentially could be. We've got plenty of news out as well. This is a Wednesday, which normally means that the general move, like the big move of the week, tends to happen in the next 24 hours. So hopefully we can be on the right side of that. That's going to be one of my tasks for today as well. And also diving into the different economic news events that we've got coming out. We had some news overnight with the Russia-Ukraine potential peace deal. So some progress happened there. Some nice moves on the stock market. There's a lot actually. So we're gonna dive into it in a step by step. And I also need to show everyone the update to my trading journal. I know the last couple of streams I haven't really been updating the trading journal as much. I have been by myself, but I haven't shown that on the stream. So I want to be fully transparent in terms of the trades that I'm taking and also the result of those trades and what we can potentially learn from them. So hello to everyone on the YouTube channel. It's good to see you. We've got Lara here this morning. Hello to you, Lara. Good to see you. Osama, hello to you as always. Good. Thank you very much for tuning in. We also, what's Lara said there, we're looking at NZD USD long, silver long, USD CAD short, broken out of the triangle formation yesterday. What time frame, Lara? What time frame was that USD CAD triangle formation? I'll have a look at that. Kirkton, we've got Kirkton in the house as well. Good to see you, Kirkton. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've also got some potentially, because you're saying about long on silver. I'm looking to go long on gold actually, so I'll take a look at the commodities space as well. We do also have people on the Discord channel, so hello to you watching. We've got Treehawk, hello to you. I know Jack's potentially watching as well. Hello to you, Jack. Good to see you, and thank you very much for tuning in today. Okay, right. Where should we start? Let's start with the news overnight, which I think is something that we should just be keeping an eye on. It's something we mentioned in the weekly preview on Monday. But essentially, we're seeing a Black Sea deal. So it's a naval peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Will it help bring peace? Who knows? Is it progress? Yes. What does that sort of mean for markets as such? Well, it helps feed into some positive risk sentiment. And I think this week that's been the story of what we've seen across US indices, for example. We haven't had any more sort of bad news in terms of like recession and all that sort of stuff, but we have had some positive news in this basically, where after 1,126 days, are we seeing a change in the Russia-Ukraine war? Well, the White House said that Russia and Ukraine, this was this morning, they said that Russia and Ukraine have agreed to a naval ceasefire in the Black Sea after 3 days of talks in Saudi Arabia. So he said on Monday about those talks that were going on Sunday. Well, they have come to some sort of agreement. I don't know necessarily the details of that, but it does say here, to ensure safe navigation, eliminate the use of force, and prevent the use of commercial vessels for military purposes in the Black Sea. The United States said it would also look for ways to enforce a ban on strikes on energy infrastructure in the two countries. The Black Sea deal is the next step in US President Donald Trump's efforts to bring an end to the war. However, some note that the Trump team, in its effort to persuade the Kremlin to accept the naval ceasefire, offered more concessions. So it's going to get a bit political other than that, but it has fed into some positive risk sentiment, so that's important. Let's have a look on, I want to just dive into the stock market just very quickly, because that sort of links with that, and just do some analysis on what I'm seeing at the moment. I hate to say this, and I can't say for certain whether I'm going to get involved in this, but I am potentially seeing a chance for a short trade, a bearish trade on the stock market. Now, let me just go on to the daily time frame and let's talk about this 200-day moving average, which we've spoken about for quite a few weeks. If you look at the US 30, you can see how it did act as resistance, but then we actually broke straight through it. Okay, so that's not the best market to sell. The S&P 500, you can see trades. I mean, we did get a small candle closure above it here, if I zoom right in. Okay. However, this is, I wouldn't say it's a solid close. Let's see how we react from it. We've had a test of it, but the Nasdaq, look at that. Didn't quite get the test, but I imagine if we reverse here, obviously because the moving average is lagging, we might see that moving average look like it's tested. So I'm actually thinking that we're in a very, very important time here. And what's more interesting about the bearish setup is that if you look, yes, that's exactly what I was about to say, Curtin. It's exactly what I was about to say. You said that, you typed that as I was about to tell you. The fair value gaps on the S&P 500, the US 30, and the Nasdaq have yet to be filled, which makes me think that is there a potentially good short trade opportunity? Okay, which probably looks like this. I'm just thinking where to put my stop loss. If you wanted to be quite aggressive, you could put your stop loss sort of just above. So where's this 200-day moving average? 2362. We could have put it just above 24, and then even just targeting that that fair value gap is roughly around a what 3.5 to 1, 3.65 to 1. Or if you targeted just the open of the fair value gap, you've got 3 to 1, and then pretty much 4 to 1 if you want to fill the fair value gap. And if it does what I think it could do, and we held on to some of the position to target this low, then we could look at a 9 to 1 risk reward. You mentioned yesterday morning, yeah. So that's a decent trade. I'm actually tempted to maybe put a 1% risk trade on that myself. So let's do that. So that's a trade idea that I'm going to lock in for today. I would normally do a 2% risk, right? But I'm not going to, because it's the stock market, right? I sell the stock market very, very occasionally. Yellow line is the 200-day moving average, by the way. Just putting it in the Discord channel. Okay. I'll put that in the Taurex and the Atmos Discord channels. I've already done the Taurex one. You should see that coming through on the Discord channel now. If you're not in the Discord channel, please scan the QR code on the screen and you can come and join us. Yeah, we talk about markets all day. You can come and join us on there. Okay, fantastic. Right. Just wanted to quickly, before we move on to any of the other, because that's the stock market done. Just want to point you in the direction of a fantastic promotion that we've got going on at the moment. So we're currently running a 34% off sale on an Atmos $100,000 funded challenge. So normally that would be $450, and the promotion that we're running at the moment means you can try out a 100k challenge for just $299. So if you do wish to do that, use code Atmos34, and yeah, you can access that challenge for that price, which is fantastic. Okay, cool. In terms of other news events that we've got coming out for today, let's just head back onto the economic calendar, because we've got quite an important day today. What is it? It's 11 a.m. So I believe we may have just had. Have we just had UK inflation? Is that today? There we go. UK inflation comes in year on year 2.9, previous 3%, forecast for 2.9. The actual was 2.8, so inflation comes in a bit softer. Has that fed into any pound weakness? Has indeed. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, that was the news. That was the news. So UK inflation comes in slightly softer. We said this week that the pound is going to be a great market to try and trade. That has remained the case, because you can see a nice move lower here on the pound versus US dollar, and that leads into what I wanted to talk about, because I'm really looking for, or I'm actually selling the pound versus US dollar at a lot of opportunities. So it wasn't really one that I could put in the Discord channel as such, but if you watch my streams, you know I've been trying to catch on to this dollar reversal, and we've also got today the spring statement coming out from the UK. So the UK inflation rate falls to 2.8%. Some relief for the Chancellor, but it might be short-lived. So the UK are releasing its annual budget today. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be announced, and I think a lot of it probably is already like leaked in the news and stuff. But we're going to see what the reaction to that will be. My opinion is that the statement will be bearish for the pound, because I think it's going to highlight some gaps in the UK economy. It's going to highlight some weakness in the UK economy. And if you live in the UK, you know the sentiment and the attitude towards the Chancellor, the attitude towards the UK economy and what's happening isn't a good one. So I can imagine that the bad news is going to be picked up on, and it might elevate and it might cause some pound weakness. It's just my opinion, but we'll see what's released there. But yes, UK inflation comes in weaker, and you can see there has been a fairly decent reaction in the pound. Okay, right. So my pound versus US dollar analysis. I tried to short the pound versus the US dollar, call it cable. I tried to short it here when we had a liquidity grab. It looked a bit like this, and you can see I got stopped out, and this was basically my trade, and I got stopped out to the pip there. So, as full transparency, as always, when it comes to my trading journal, I want to put that in the trading journal just to show, 1.30133. Oh, that was my exit price. My entry price was 1. Okay, my closed P&L is a 2% trade, unfortunately. I'm just going to put divergence. I'm just going to put reversal trade, reversal swing. And I had a good amount of confidence in it, to be honest. The only thing I would say is I didn't really say it was bearish divergence. Just reading what you're saying there, Lana. GBP CAD might be good as there's been strength with the Canadian dollar. Yeah, we'll check that out. Well, I can't write divergence for some reason. Bearish divergence, liquidity sweep. Just wasn't my lesson here. Was that I would have always taken that trade. Maybe my risk was a bit too much. My risk was too high considering there was no clean entry just yet. Basically, I got in too early. That's essentially what we're talking about here. Is I got in way too early. And the good news is, when we head back onto the charts, is that this is now, I think, the time to go short on the US dollar, on cable, just my opinion. And you can see we had a breakout. I mean, that bearish divergence still there. We had a liquidity grab again at the top side, but this was the big move. This one with this red arrow, that was the one for me, which is like that confirmation. And then we come up and pretty much tested where this trend line was, very, very close to. And now we're moving lower again. I think, should we get a breakdown below here, if you look at the daily time frame, look how much imbalance we've got. We've got about, I think we've got about a 250 pip potential move to the downside. Osama, yes, I'll take a look at gold because that's on my analysis as well. So I like the idea of potentially going short there. Okay. I'm not against going short from where it is now, but what we could do is wait for this. Boom. That could be the trade. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that one to see if we can continue to see some more downside in cable. But yeah, unfortunately, I took a loss there, and it is what it is. Let me just put the date. 17th. When was the date I entered that trade? It was the 18th or 17th. 03 17 2025 17th of March. Okay, I know people are looking at gold, and I have a. If you looked at what I put in the Discord channel yesterday, and also up on my stories on Instagram, you can see basically what we've now seen is a breakout above this triangle formation. Look at that retest there. We've actually come back again. I like the thought of going long on gold here. So what I'm looking to do now is it's looking like we're going to see number one. Okay. Really, this should have been the entry, and this should have been the trade. 2.2 to 1. However, we can see we're reacting a little bit. And we're consolidating above now, and you can see that retest there, which means that I think this should be if this trade is going to work, this should be personally where I think our stop loss should be, or my stop loss should be. Again, I'm not telling you what to trade. I'm just showing you how I'm looking to do it, and that's basically looking at something like this. 2.3 to 1 risk reward. The risk reward's okay. I don't love it, which is why I'm hoping that maybe what we could see is a move down to 3020, because you can see we've got imbalance in there. So what I'm potentially looking for is a test of 3020. Let's say 3020 and a half. Still, I like where my stop loss is, and then that's now a 5 to 1 trade, and you can actually see I've got an alert set there. So that is going to be a trade that let's just call it a bonus trade on the stream. That's a trade that I'm going to place myself. So the 1% Nasdaq sell, and also the 1% gold buy, and also looking for those dollar reversals as well. Okay, later on today in terms of news, I think we're all good. It's tomorrow where we've got the GDP figures out of the US, which is a big one. We've got the Tokyo inflation rate, Japan inflation, and then on Friday we've got GDP out of the UK, and also core PCE price index, which is the inflation out in the US. So as I said, I think these next 48 hours are going to be a volatile period, a good period to trade. And I think the likes of cable, gold, the stock market's in a great position. What else was it? Dollar yen, another trade that I need to update you on, because I got a little bit unlucky. Oh, I'm just reading what you said there on silver. Silver looks like it wants to come and test this high, doesn't it? Definitely. I prefer the gold long setup, to be honest, but I can see what you're saying. Dollar yen, I have to say, was an unfortunate trade from me. It was a trend rider trade, which means that I was using the EMA 12 and the EMA 36. We had a bullish crossover here, okay, and I basically tried getting in at the at this test. So the trade basically looked like this. So it was a 62 pip stop loss, because I always do 10 pips below this orange line. And you can see I got the direction right, but didn't really work out. Okay, so you're short on gold, 3024 SL, 302.8.5. Okay, good luck. I don't really like the short idea, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. But maybe on a lower time frame it looks good. We definitely, I think, could see a move down to that 3020 level, to be fair. I do think we could see that. And if we get a breakdown below where that SL is, on that long, I think we're going to go much, much lower. So again, this is the nature of trading, by the way, because look at this. If I go onto my trading journal now, this is my dollar yen. I placed it on the same day, didn't I? Because I remember on the stream. Dollar yen, entry was 149.373. My exit price was 148.625. Okay, close P&L again 2%. That was a H4 trend rider. I had a confidence of 5. Followed rules perfectly. No lessons to be learnt there. I would have always taken that trade, and that's the nature of trading. So, when you look at this March performance at the moment, you're probably thinking, well, I've placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. 4 of them have been losers, minus 6% in total, risk managed perfectly. However, all it takes is one winner to, not necessarily put you, it can just take one winner to put you into profit, but you don't need to. I probably lose more trades than I win, and this is evident of that. So, when I now go on to Euro Yen, which is the other trade idea that we've had since the 10th of March, there was an update on this, but to be honest, I've been so busy, help setting up the academy, all these new stream graphics and stuff that I didn't have a time to update, but hopefully those who follow my trend rider analysis would know that this was the trade. So, I went long on Euro Yen at this test of the EMA 12. Stop loss 10 pips below. You can see how that meant that we didn't get stopped out. And what I was then looking for as my exit criteria, as you see this line down here, this is the ADX indicator. I will put this all in the academy so it's clear for everyone. Essentially what I was looking for is a cross above 40 and a cross back below, which we just about got. And my exit was when we got this bit here, 39.2, which meant I had a 2.4 to 1 risk reward trade on that Euro Yen long. So I had a little bit of swaps taken out of from the trade. So overall it was 3,200. So if I go on to the trading journal, exit was 163.327. And you can see, look, so 5 trades placed, 4 losers, 1 winner. And now the month only looks like a minus 1.43% loss. And this is one of these months where I'm telling you, most people, 90% of people would lose their heads because they'd have lost 4 trades in a row or 4 out of 5 trades. They would have been down 4 or 5% when they went on a little bit of a losing streak, and then would have just completely disregarded all their rules and then basically just gone and done whatever they wanted to do. And you can see how damaging that could be, and how rewarding it can be if you just keep your patience, right? And you actually just keep following your strategies, keep following the way in which you trade. If you know it's got an edge, keep following it, keep risk managed. And all it takes is one trade in order to be profitable again. So as we now approach the 26th of March, towards the end of the month now only looks like a minus 1.43%. I could have lost my head and just gone on a mad one and just, placed these crazy trades just because I disregarded all my rules because I was on a little bit of a losing streak. So when I copy these now into my 2025 master sheet, okay, and then look at my P&L, that's when you realise that things aren't all that bad. January plus 10%, February plus 1%, March minus 1% so far, with a few trades that I'm shaping up towards the end of the month. More than happy with that. I mean, what we had in January wasn't normal. I placed 3 trades, they all won, and I made 10%. All you need is a couple of them months in the year. The rest of them will probably look a little bit more like that. And when you look at the end of the year, you'll see that you're up, I don't know, 10, 12, 15%. Well, if you've got a funded account, or you've got enough capital in your account, in your normal account, then you've made enough money. Happy days. And you've got to remember that I can't, because of the nature of my job, I'm doing the academy, you know, I'm managing a group of people. There's loads of things going on in the background, content, online, social media. I'm not even necessarily a full-time trader. I'm more just doing it alongside my job, and obviously my job does go hand in hand with it. But imagine if you could dedicate all your time to that. Yeah, just something to note for you. So I can close out all of these trades now, and I can get rid of that. Okay. Anything else that I'm looking for to cover today? Let's have a think. Pretty sure I've covered most of it. It's over the 12 months of what counts. Exactly that, Treehawk, 100%. And thank you, Osama, for the comment on the journal. I don't mind if people need access to the journal. Send me a message on Discord. I'll send it over. You can make your own one. Just have to keep adding new tabs for each month. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Exactly that, Treehawk. Well said. Well said. Yeah, sometimes what that can do for you is that first, as you said, that first trade on the account can basically give you that confidence, right? So when I had that great month in January, I can't lie, you can get confident, you can get overconfident, but at least what it done for me was it helped me. It gave me that confidence heading in that I could maybe not necessarily take more risk, but I could be more confident in my setups, you know. For the month, because I knew I had that 10% profit and had a decent payout in January. So it does give you confidence, but you can't be overconfident as a result of that, because that can also be just that's probably one of my biggest reasons if I ever destruct, or in the past if I've ever, you know, blown an account or anything like that. It always is because I go on a winning streak and then I get overconfident. Even 2 to 4% a month on a 100k prop is a nice little earner. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Okay, I think that just about covers it for today. Let's have a. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. The only other thing I did want to say, actually, was this euro dollar, similar sort of trade idea to what we saw on the on cable, but I'm tempted, for those of you, I know some of you trade the trend rider, but look at this 1 hour. We're actually we're actually like threatening to break down below. This looks to me like if we can get a bit of momentum, we could come all the way down to 1.06. If you look at this trend rider, I'm looking for this now. So I'm going to set an alert there as well. I'm going to change these alerts. So this is a euro dollar H1 TR trade, and gold is there we go. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so to summarize, there's a lot there. Looking for that Nasdaq short. Actually, have placed the Nasdaq. We'll be placing that Nasdaq short after the stream. Also, the euro dollar trend rider short, the gold long, cable short as well, I'm looking at that. Might spread my risk out between eurodollar and cable. See if we can get some good short opportunities there. So really, I am looking for a bit more of like a swing reversal in the US dollar. Now we've sort of bottomed out and started to break a little bit higher. I'd like to see some of that bearish move in the dollar that we saw in the last month be filled somewhat, at least up to 50%, and that's enough for me. And yeah, I suppose that's just about it. Okay. I haven't got a stream scheduled for Friday, so I've given enough analysis, I think, to carry us through. I will come back on Monday for the week ahead analysis. If anyone needs me in the meantime, I'm always active in the Discord channel, and I will put the streaming schedule for next week. I'll put that in the relevant channels on each Discord channel. So on the Taurex one, for example, there's a stream schedule channel, so I'll update on there and put the stream schedules for next week. I think it's NFP next week, isn't it? I imagine. So I will probably be doing 3 streams, because I'll do the Monday, the Wednesday, and the Friday. So keep an eye on that channel to tune into those. And if you are watching on catch up on YouTube or anything like that, please scan the QR code in front to come and join us on the Discord channel, where you can get trade ideas, promotions, giveaways, just chat with the traders that we're building. And soon there's going to be an academy in there as well, so people can actually learn some strategies, some courses, and things like that. So good stuff. Okay, thank you very much for those who tuned in today. Trade well, trade safe this week, and good luck, and I'll update you on my trades as and when. Thank you very much. Cheers.